Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Salazar Insight. Today what we're going to be talking about is, do you know where you're going? Yes, what I'm asking today is, do you actually know where you're going in life? Do you have a destination? Do you have something that you want to accomplish? Do you have a goal, a dream? I'm sure many of you do, and I'm sure that we've all at one point said, I have a goal to do this, or I have a dream to do this. And you have all these people always telling you, follow your dreams and set your goals and make sure you accomplish this and don't let anything stop you. And that's all great. But the one thing that we have to take a look at is when we say something like, I have a goal or a dream, do we actually know how we're going to get there? Let me explain that a little bit more. If we have a trip that we want to take, so let's say, for example, I wanted to get to California. That's my goal, or my dream is to drive cross-country to California. Well, just because I say that doesn't mean I'm going to get there, does it? And I can talk about it all I want unless I put it into action. Now, to put it into action, what I have to do also is plan on how to get there, right? I have to know the routes that I'm taking, right? I need to be able to plan the trip. I need to know if I'm going to make stops, what I need to bring with me. What are some of the things that I might run into as I'm trying to reach my goal of getting to California? And the same thing happens in life. When we have a goal or a dream, if we don't stop and think about how we're going to get there and what is your plan, if you don't have a plan, or a roadmap, right, you're not going to be able to get your dream, follow your dream, correct? Because you're just talking about it, but you don't have any action about it. So similarly, if I'm planning a trip to California and I have my roadmap and I know where I got to go, I know that I'm also not going to be able to make it from, let's say, the East Coast, let's just throw out, if I'm leaving from Washington, D.C., all the way to, let's say, San Francisco, California. I'm not going to be able to make that in one shot, am I? Even if you say, well, I'm going to drive nonstop, at some point you're going to have to stop. Why? Because if you're driving your vehicle, it's going to need fuel, correct? You're going to need to stop. You need to possibly sleep, you eat, stuff like that. So it's the same thing in life. When we say we have a goal or a dream, we can't expect to reach it all at one jump. We have to take small steps. And that's what sometimes we forget to do sometimes. We are so focused on what our big goal is that we forget that we're not going to go from A to Z without stopping in between. Right? So if I'm going to California, first day I might say, okay, I'm going to drive for about, let's say 15 hours. So you figure out how far is 15 hours going to get you. And then you're probably going to want to do a couple of things. Number one is you're going to decide, okay, I'm going to stop when I reach this certain place. And you're going to have to be able to stop, maybe plan a place to stay for the night. Now, there are different ways that you can do that. Some people will be very detailed and will know every single stop along the way, where they're going to go, where they're going to stay, they're going to make reservations, and they're going to time everything. And that's great. Other people are going to say, well, I'm just going to drive as far as I can, and then I'll stop, find a place to stay, and then the next day I'll keep on and I'll keep moving on. And that's great. The difference between the two is one has everything laid out and very detailed, very time-oriented, very focused, and they might be able to say when exactly that they're going to get there. Just estimate it a little bit more. Someone that's a little bit more relaxed and they just say, hey, I'm just going to keep going, but I'll work my way there. So they have a roadmap, but it's not very, set in stone, So that happens the same thing in life. When some people are very detailed and they know, okay, so, and you've heard these people, they say, by the time I'm done with college, I'm going to be here. And 2 years later, this is what I plan to do. And my ultimate goal is to get a doctorate in something. And they have it all laid out. And that is great. Versus you have someone that says, well, I'm probably just going to go to the community college and then take it from there. That's great. They might also have a goal of where they want to be, but they're taking a different route, and there's nothing wrong with that. The other thing that you have to consider when you're taking a trip is, let's say you're going down the road and all of a sudden your car breaks down. Never expected that. So there are a few things that you can do, right? One is you can get all upset about it and, say, okay, I'm done, I'm not going to California. Or you can say, well, there's going to be a setback, I got to get the car fixed, but then I'll be on my way. Right? Options. Same thing in life. And when you're doing that is as same way as you probably want to have a little bit extra money in case you have these unexpected situations that come up on your trip. Well, it's the same thing in life. You have to be able to plan for those things that are going to be unexpected. One, it could be it's going to cost money, right? Because everything costs money, right? Or the other thing that you might, what happens if you laid out your whole trip and for some whatever reason there's a detour, right? Or there's a road closure and you have to divert somewhere else. Oh, I didn't expect that. Does that mean I can't go to California? No, it just means I might have to take a different path, or it might take a little bit longer, or sometimes it might be even quicker. So the same way that we have detours in the road and stops and things that make us change the direction that we're going, the same thing happens in life. But the key is you have to realize you need to know where you want to go. What's that final point? What's your destination? Once you have your destination, you are able to see, okay, what are my various options to go? Right? It's the same way when right now with technology, you have a GPS and you put in where you want to go and it gives you different options and it'll say this place, this way might take 10 minutes, this might take 20 minutes. Do you want to avoid tolls? Do you want to, go on open roads or highways? Those are the options. It's the same thing that we have in life, folks. So it's important that you take a step back and realize that as you are at whatever point you are in life right now and you're trying to look at your goals or where you want to be, if you know where you're going, that's great, but do you know all the stops in between? Here's another thing to put into perspective. If I was going to go to California and I was asking my friends or people that I knew about California and what's the best way to get there, who am I going to ask? Am I going to ask people that say that never driven to California and say, well, I've heard this, or I heard that this is the best route, or oh yeah, just get on Route 66, that goes cross country. Are you going to listen to those people, or are you going to go to the people that said, hey, me and my friends, we took a car ride to California 2 years ago, and it was lots of fun, but these are some of the things that we ran into, and we went through here, and we had some issues here, and then we found out that it was better to go that way. That's someone that has been to California, so they know. Maybe that's the kind of people, those are the people that I want to listen to, right? Those that have been to California. Why am I saying this? How many times do you tell people, your friends or your family, about your goals and your dreams, and they've never had the same goal or dream? And what do? Because they're looking out after you, they're going to tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't go. You shouldn't go follow your dreams because you don't want to take a risk. It's the same thing if you tell certain people that you're going to California by car, they're going to say, what, are you crazy? It's dangerous. A lot of things can happen. Well, it's true, but we all know that a lot of things happen anyway. The point, what I'm trying to get at here is make sure that you have the right influences that are going to help you reach your dreams and your goals. So it's the same way, you got to make sure you know who you ask for directions for on the road, the same thing in life. So folks, just to recap, when I ask, do you know where you're going in life, do you know your final destination? And I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about where it is that you want to go in your life as far as your career, your family, your relationships, your friends, all those aspects, or even a simple thing as my goal for my own well-being. If you want to lose weight, you want to get into shape. If that's your goal, how are you going to get there? Just saying I'm going to watch what I eat, that's not always good enough because you have to make sure that you know what are the right foods and everything else. So anywhere that you're going to go, any destination that you have, you have to make sure that you have a roadmap. You know how you're going to get there. You know the stops. You know the challenges. Right? So you need to know where you're going. Right? Where do you want to be? And then take a step back and say, okay, what do I need to get there? And when you break it down, that you're going to do it in small steps, it's going to be a lot more manageable. And at the end of the day, you'll realize that if you lay these things out, it might help you a lot more. So if you say that it's going to take me 7 days to get to California, say, wow, that's really long. And again, I'm just hypothetically here. But if I were to say, hey, after 1 day, I'm going to be in Kentucky. Okay, met that goal. Day 2, I'm going to be somewhere in the Midwest. Okay, and you've met that goal. Okay, so you're feeling accomplished because you're getting closer and closer to California. Same thing in life. Okay, break it down into small goals. Don't give up. know where you're going. Make sure you're aware that you're going to have detours, you're going to have challenges, you're going to have people that are going to give you wrong direction sometimes. Then you have to get back on the road. Okay? But you need to know where you're going. That's my key message, and be able to evaluate how it is that you're going to get there. Folks, I hope that gave you something to think about, a little bit of Salazar insight on things that we need to know as far as where we want to go in life. Very simple stuff, but sometimes we just don't realize it, and then we just get very upset about it. But hope you like this. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Please feel free to share this also, and go ahead and write any comments below. And if you haven't, please, I really suggest that you subscribe. There's about 12 videos out there for you now on Salazar Insights with different topics, and we'll continue to have more. So, as always, remember what I say: learn to live and live to learn. Till next time, have a great day.